All right, guys. So today is obviously a very, very big day in the CS2 markets, and that is because these new armory items that obviously replace some of the old items in the armory, they have now been in there for about a week. Today, October 9th, is the very, very first day that these things have been marketable. So we are now getting to see what the market thinks of these items, what the CS2 community, the CS2 economy is pricing these items at, seeing how much money people were able to make off of these things, redeeming them for the first day, and seeing what the price points for all these items are going to be going forward into the future. Obviously, that's going to set up our ROIs, on redeeming the passes. That's going to set up, the demand for these items overall. That's going to fluctuate how much of these items are going to be created. It's going to impact so many different things, and depending on these prices and the demand of the ROI, it's also going to impact how much of the other items in the armory are going to be getting redeemed as well. So there's just so much interesting stuff going on right now, and I just like taking a look at these, first day prices because it's usually pretty insane as well. But of course, first, I want to mention my cash trading business. If you guys are looking to sell any CS2 items, turn them into cold hard cash, crypto, PayPal, any other payment method, whatever, definitely hit me up over on Twitter. It's going to be the first link in the description below. Willing to buy anything and everything for the right price, but of course, always trying to get the big deals done. So if you guys have any expensive skins, gloves, knives, bulk cases, whatever, maybe you're even looking to sell your entire inventory all at once, hit me up. We can probably get you cash out safely, effectively, and efficiently. And you're helping support me, my channel, my content, and tons of other projects that we're working on behind the scenes right now that hopefully we'll have more information about soon. With that being said, let's get right into this video today. So first up, what I want to take a look at is the Sugar Face 2 sticker collection. In my opinion, the worst collection ever added to the armory. Now, it presents a very, very interesting opportunity because from the Sugar Face 2 sticker collection, we will learn eventually, it's going to be, years from now maybe, but we will learn what an unpopular and probably very, very lowly redeemed collection, how profitable that's going to end up being, if profitable at all. Because again, overall, I think this is a very, very bad collection. I can't believe that this is an armory collection. I don't really think that this is of the quality that should be required for an armory collection. I think this is nowhere near, the art itself is cool, but like the stickers themselves are not cool. They are not very craftable. I don't really think many people want these, care about these, are going to be buying these, are going to be redeeming these. And especially at 40 cents a pop, like to me, these are very, very cheap stickers. I think this absolutely should have just been like a community capsule in the Steam store or whatever that's just can be forever redeemed, like whatever. If they want to add these, I wouldn't really care if these never got added, but that's fine. I don't know. So we will see, because again, there is an argument to be made that these are not going to be very much redeemed, that these are going to end up being very, very rare. These are going to be very, very low supply. Now, obviously, supply is only one half of the price accumulation, or like the price appreciation over time. Obviously, you need demand as well. But if it does end up, that, hey, discontinued stickers, even with not super high demand, if they're low enough supply, end up being really valuable, is going to be interesting. But at least day one prices, the best thing you can get from this collection so far seems like this Lorena foil, and yeah, this thing sold for the most we're seeing right now, peak prices of about $5, less than $5. So again, you're redeeming this where the max win is $5 for 40 cents. Like, to me, that doesn't seem all that great, especially, again, the sticker's not really that cool. I wouldn't really even want it, and the prices are probably going to go down over time as well. You have to keep in mind that day one prices are like as high as possible, and then the lowest options are 7 cents for Clavis, Lorena, and Lucas in the paper versions. So like, you could potentially be turning 4 cents into 7 cents on 3 different options. Like, the odds on this seem terrible. I can't wait to see what the actual ROIs and stuff are, because again, we don't have the ROIs out yet on CS ROI, but once we get that information and stuff, it's definitely going to be very, very interesting to see. But yeah, Sugar Face collection, I definitely think, is a flop overall. Can't really believe they even added it. Wish they would have added a skin collection, agents, patches, a million different things, but whatever. Next, we have the sticker pack community, whatever, 2025. It's all like messed up on Steam right now. It literally says sticker pack, sticker underscore pack underscore community underscore 2025 underscore loot list. So I don't really even remember what this one's called, to be honest. But here's what we're looking at in terms of these prices. This set has some cool stickers. I know people have been really, really liking the Chrome Dome so far. I think the Bullhit Lenticular is pretty cool. I think the hands-off foil, I can see how that could be cool as well. Evidence Hollow, I think, is fun. Other than that, not really too many crazy ones. The tracks, I think, are okay. The Eyes of Farlow, I could end up seeing that being a pretty valuable sticker. Right now, at only 31 cents. That one seems like a steal to me. And then also the Vice Cursor at 25 cents also seems like a very, very good one. But looking at the overall, biggest prices in terms of what we have here. We have the Bull Hit Lenticular. We kind of expected and knew that this was going to be the most expensive sticker. This is like a really, really kind of one-of-a-kind sticker in CS right now, especially as lenticular is actually very, very cool. Max prices we've seen for this guy so far, if this thing wants to load up, $15 has been the most expensive here. Now, what is interesting, if we go back and look at some of the most expensive Armory stickers we saw initially. Again, this is the most expensive sticker from the Elemental. This is the most expensive sticker from Character Craft, the Googly Eye. We saw day one prices for this stuff. We go all the way back, hitting as high as $35 for the Ruby Wave Lenticular. And then for the Googly Eye, we have as high as $28. So again, what we're seeing right now for the Bull Hit was, again, the top being $15. So way, way different prices, way, way different demand, way, way different everything. Now, I know what a lot of people are going to say. Hey, when the Armory first dropped, it was this brand new shiny thing. Prices were insane because it was this whole new concept, whole new everything. That, it was going crazy, and people didn't have stars saved up at that time either. Now people have stars saved up, so we can get way more quantities on the market way faster. There's not as much Armory hype. This is the second iteration. It's not as cool. It's not as fancy, and this update was kind of a flop. All of that stuff is going to lead to lower prices. Yes, I definitely get that, but also at the same time, we have now, which at the time we didn't, we have now seen collections actually get removed from the Armory. So we know that everything in the Armory at some point is likely to go discontinued, which should add to the value of this stuff overall. That should, make people want to hold on to it more, should push prices up. So I don't know. In that way, I'm a little bit, I'm not surprised we're seeing prices so much lower, because I don't really think any of the new stuff they added is all that good or all that cool. And I think it's a shame that we didn't get a bigger, more interesting update. But it is kind of interesting to see, the biggest change in prices. And I know there's a lot of people who are hoarding stars, to try to redeem this stuff right away, because, the Armory was so profitable back in the day. And then the Armory was so profitable for the Fever update, and this update, just doesn't necessarily seem as profitable. Now, obviously, the good news is that there is a ton of stuff that is super, super profitable still in the Armory. Elemental Craft stickers, you can still redeem at 199%. Now, were you making 200% on a lot of this stuff day one? I'm not really sure. I mean, if you were absolutely day one, maybe, but also, the other crazier thing here, obviously, is the more interesting thing is definitely the charms, because I think the charms are way cooler than any of the stickers we got. Still, I don't really love the Dr. Boom charm collection that much, really at all. I think really the Butane Buddy is kind of the only one that I think is interesting in any way. I have seen a lot of people really, really liking the Butane Buddy. The fact that it, the physics on it are really cool. The fact that it changes colors is pretty cool. It's actually a nice charm. I could see people, I could see this thing having some value in the future. Other than that, to me, not really that much moves the needle. But Butane Buddy, what kind of price are we looking at day one for this bad boy? This thing topped out at $97.98. That is pretty cool. And then you have to realize that I'm sure there's going to be, different colors and different filaments and stuff like that that are going to be worth overpay and everything. So I'm sure there's, Butane Buddies that have sold for more than $100 today. So that is very, very exciting. That's at least cool to see. And then here's what we got in terms of some of the other stuff. I'm sure Glitter Bomb seems okay, $29. Yeah, I know there's some other okay ones, but to me, again, this collection didn't really, excite me that much. Now, the Missing Link Community Charm collection, I think this is the best new collection that got added. I still don't think it's that great, but I think it's the best new one that we did get added. And I think the Lil Boo charm here, I think this is, I've said this already, this is the best new item that got added in this update. So I'm expecting, some big prices here. And we did see this thing topping out at $96 today. So another charm right around that $100 mark, which is pretty cool to see. Lil Eldritch right now, $45. Quicksilver, $41. Lil Serpent sitting at $31. Lil Hero's also pretty cool at $17. I know Lil Happy is going to be a funny Mimi one at $9. But again, if we look back to the old charms when we got them for the very, very first time, the semi-precious, day one, this thing was $142. And again, this is definitely one where the colors mattered, and there was definitely a lot of overpay and stuff going on. And then also the Hot Howl charm was another very, very big one, topping out $154 today. So again, we are seeing much lower prices, much muted prices overall right now in this, next big Armory update of collections actually getting rotated in rather than the previous one. And again, there's a lot of things that do make sense there. Some people I've seen literally have like thousands of stars, maybe not multiple thousands, but like 1,000 stars saved up, so they could redeem all this stuff the first day. They're trying to take advantage of those day one ROIs and all that stuff. But yeah, this is, changing the CS markets in a big, big way. Like I said, depending on what these prices are, depending on what these ROIs are, they're going to change where people are putting their stars, how often people are buying passes, how much supply and quantity of all this stuff is being created. And it's just a really, really interesting time where people are going to have to make decisions of what do you want to redeem. Do you want to redeem the stuff that you think is going to get removed soon. We don't even know what's going to get removed soon or how long stuff is going to stay in the armory. Yes, we have seen some stuff only last 11 months in the armory, but we're seeing some stuff last 12 months plus. And when is the last of the last OG stuff going to get removed? When is the first of the second wave of stuff going to get removed? When is new stuff going to get added? It's going to be very, very interesting to see. And then there's always going to be the questions of, should I just invest in the stuff as it's getting discontinued? Should I be investing right now in the discontinued stuff? Right now, should I be buying, elemental stuff? Should I be buying some of the missing link charms? We have 4 different charm sets. We have 3 different sticker sets. There's so many different options. It can be a little bit overwhelming, but like I said, a lot of this stuff is changing the CS2 markets in a huge, huge, huge way. This is, kind of similar to Operation stuff, but it's really totally different as well, changing how the CS2 markets, how the CS2 economies work. And I don't know, like I said, I always just like looking at these day one prices. And like I said, obviously I wouldn't be necessarily buying at these prices because, again, we can look at these charts for stuff that had been in there previously. I don't know where I had the semi-precious and stuff. So semi-precious, you can see, if you bought that $140 on the first day, it was down to $18-20 in a couple of days. So if you are looking to buy any of this stuff as place gains or even as potential investments, you probably want to wait a little bit. But the interesting thing here, semi-precious, this was 3 weeks later, crashed down to $20, and it's just kind of been up since there. If you bought 2 or 3 weeks after the stuff dropped, you got it at very, very cheap prices. And it's only gone up from there. And then obviously with this new armory update, stuff has exploded as well. And then, I'm sure if you bought some stuff that's gotten removed, I'm sure it's been extra crazy. Again, same thing here for the Googly Eye Lenticular. If you bought this at $28, you're actually, not looking too bad right now. You're maybe break even, but obviously it's been a rough hold. But again, on October 21st, this was down to $10. And if you bought at those 2 to 3 week lows, those lows 2 to 3 weeks after the stuff came out, you bought it at $10. Hey, this is a $25 sticker right now. You've made pretty good money. So if you are looking to buy any of these new armory items, you probably want to wait 2 or 3 weeks, and you can pick them up either as items for your collection, as items to actually use, or maybe as items to have some long-term investments as well. Because again, I think a lot of different stuff in the armory is going to end up being very, very profitable and very, very successful investment-wise. But again, these day one prices that we're seeing are pretty insane. Maybe not as insane as we would have liked or hoped, but that's just kind of the nature of the beast when you don't really get all that exciting of an update. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Hopefully catch you in the next one. Until then, peace.